That is when women and girls replace men with toys. It is very possible. You will not judge them. You will not judge them.
Treasure Voices. We speak, we act, we change lives. At Treasure Girl Child Initiative.
Hello and welcome to Treasure Voices, a podcast by Treasure Girl Child Initiative. My name is Ann Adau and I am your host. At Treasure Voices, we believe every voice matters and every story has something to teach us. Before anger leads to an action, what would you say to your child? What conversation would you have before a moment of frustration turns into a decision that cannot be undone? In recent times, schools have been disrupted. Some closed, some damaged, and some completely destroyed. And every time a school is banned, there is a parent somewhere waiting for an answer. Where is my child? Is my child safe? Will my child make it home? Or maybe, I hope my child is not involved. Behind every headline are children with dreams and children hoping education will open doors to a better future. This conversation is not about blame. It is about understanding, because anger can lead to a destruction. But decisions can have consequences. Today at Treasure Voices, we are discussing the fears of parents, the choices of young people, and the responsibility that we all share in protecting the future of our children. At the heart of this conversation, it's a letter to my child. What would you say to your child? So today, I'm joined by two incredible women, a mother and a mentor. Women that believe what we do not teach our children with patience, life always teach through pain. Welcome, Sharon and Debbie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we begin, can you guys introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay. Thank you, Ann.
Yeah.
I'm Sharon Sagwa. I am a HR practitioner for the last 16 years, both in government and in the private sector. Currently, I'm a Deputy Director, Human Capital Management, and my day-to-day job, I can say in a nutshell, is exercising disciplinary control for the police officers. Apart from that, I'm a leadership coach. I am a founder and also a CEO of Bold Coaching and Consultancy. This is a firm for women where we help you, coach you, and train you on how to navigate complex work environments. Example, office politics. How do you navigate career progression? How do you handle executive presence? How do you just handle how work and how organizations are built? We all know organizations are built for the men, but how as a woman do you navigate that? But today, I'm here to speak as a mother. I'm a mother of 3 children, and the topic is it's such a emotive topic that I feel that I'm privileged that Ann has given us a chance to add our voice into the discussion. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you so much. Debbie, can we hear from you?
Yeah, thank you. And my name is Debbie Morandia, popularly known as Dr. Debbie. I'm a nutrition expert. I work with NutriDiet KE, Kenya. Also a mental health advocate, running an initiative, Patterns Reclamation. And now, within the context, I'm a woman activist. I have a heart for women, run a podcast, Care and Cure Conversations. And today, we're here to navigate through the issues that are of concern now, the society, and majorly about the woman and the girl in the society. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's dive in. I'll start with you, Sharon. When you first hear about a school being banned, What is your first thought as a mother? But what do you first think? What comes into your mind as a mother?
You know, as a mother, it's not just about your child. It's every other child. And so when you hear a school, however, maybe your child is not even that school. Whenever you hear a school that there's a fire in the school, as a mother, I want to, first of all, understand, are the children safe? It's not about the building. We can always build them again. It's not about the library and the books and everything else. That can be gotten back again. But the lives of these children, considering we've all been in boarding schools, you want to wonder, are these children able to navigate and find their way out of the fire situation safely? And if not, what are the measures that the school has put in place? What is the measures that the Ministry of Education has put in place? And with all this at the background, you're always wondering, will these children make it safe? So when I hear fire anywhere else, even not in dormitories, I feel, are lives safe? Are the children okay? Yeah.
Debbie, as an advocate, what would you like to say?
Mine will hit, the first thing that will definitely hit my mind is, how did it happen? Where did it happen?
You want to ask a question?
I will always ask a question. I would always ask, what happened? How did it happen? What led there? And then who are hurt? You're getting? And I will definitely run down to what was the reason we got there. Yes, because before we talk about an institution getting into such a crisis, it means there was a window, a possible window right there. So for me, I will not quickly rush to, hey, how many? I'll just rush to where is the core problem, because once we deal with the core, I think it will save other societies of the same from getting such a crisis.
Okay, I will ask generally. What do you think are some of the reasons that most of the school got banned?
I think we have a collision of culture. By this I mean, we are raising a generation that is very self-aware.
Okay.
We're talking about Gen Alphas and Gen Zs here.
Yeah.
And their teachers and the people they interact with on a daily basis are of a different generation. Those are two different cultures.
Yeah.
Their mindsets. We were talking about, on another set, we talked about the brokenness of our children, how it's moved through the generations. These two people are different, you realize. So for me, majorly, I think the core problem as to how we got there, or we get there often in our institutions, is because of the culture collision.
Okay. Sharon, can you add on that?
Okay. You know, whenever we see fire, we always have this saying that says, where there is smoke, there is fire.
Yes.
So the question we should now start asking is, what happened? We did not notice the smoke. Because now we are seeing the fire. Before the fire. Nobody is paying attention to the smoke. What is bringing us to that point where the kids feel like burning the school is the only language that everyone else will understand? And so I'm thinking the reason is a myriad of concoction of why it happened. And I would like to even start with this. When your child asks you, tell me about your boarding school or how your high school was, the first questions or the stories we give them are usually negative.
Bullying.
Rarely will you come and say, you know what, I loved the weevils, I loved the teachers, I loved waking up 3 in the morning. Personally, we used to go fetch water in the stream. You know, you will not say the good things. So these kids who are going to boarding school are already traumatized before they even hit the dormitory. You're telling the people that, you know, there is bullying, there is the teachers, there is a lot of confinement. These are children who are used to living free. They're the ones who call the shots because the parents are away from home. The person who's at home is the nanny, but between the nanny and themselves, they have more authority. So they're used to calling the shots. They're used to the pizzas. They're used to their own rooms. You know, now this is a kid you're telling them you're going to go to boarding school. Number one, because either you're not doing well in school. So apart from just telling them to go and the stories we are telling them, we are using boarding school as a way to punish. My daughter is going to be going to boarding school. And I remember telling her, from the grade 6, she kept on telling me, Mommy, I do not want to go to boarding school. So these are conversations we've been having for now almost 3 years. And her main reason was like the stories. I was not aware that the stories I was telling them was scaring her. So that is number one. The stories that we have painted boarding school as, if your child does not make their bed, what do you tell them? Wait until you go to boarding school.
Yeah.
Your child does not wash clothes. You tell them, wait until you go to boarding school. You will do it. I will not be there. Your father will not be there. So this child is going to boarding school thinking, my God, I'm going into a prison. That is number one. Number three, as parents, we are so busy. Personally, I am afraid of the teenage period of the child.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, now they are going to school when they're just teenagers. So I will not have to handle the mayhem of teenagehood. They go to boarding school, the teachers should sort it until when I'm ready to pick them. After, they are now the back where there's a lot of emotions are done at the end of the high school. So parents are also indirectly contributing to it. So this child, you can imagine, my child doesn't want to go to boarding school. I will push them to go to boarding school because you need to know how to operate. Another child goes to boarding school. Everybody is coming there and they do not want to be there. Because initially, our parents were so strict. Sometimes we will come from a family where there's no enough food. So boarding schools was a good place to be. Yeah, you will want to go to school because there you'll meet other children. You know, the parents are not there. You know, but right now, home is a better option. So the children are really struggling. Yes. So that will be very many other things that contribute.
Let me ask you again. What conversation do you think we are not having with the children?
We first of all need to see our children as children. What we need to ask them is, are you okay? What are you struggling with? Because these children you're seeing in dormitories are from our homes. So if you find a broken child at home, they will be broken in the dormitory. And now there will be the mob psychology, where you're bringing your brokenness, I'm bringing my brokenness.
Trauma bonding.
Yes. So these children, technically they feel unheard, they feel unseen, they feel already, we are calling them the Gen Zs, the alphas, and you're already painting them in a certain way. So they feel already they're judged. So when they go to school, you find that they bring all their pains together. And when a child or any other human being feels that they've been pushed to a wall, they retaliate. And so they'll find what can attract attention. In the last year, I think, the Minister of Education was saying that 204 schools had unrest before the Utumishi came in. So you can imagine this is a problem that has been there. But now, these kids are feeling, you know, they keep on trying. They keep on trying. 240, nobody is talking. So can we go to the extreme? Because now the extreme is what is bringing attention to what they are facing. So as parents, we need to start, do we really know our children? What are they going through? How can we support them? Rather than shipping them to school and hoping that the world will teach them.
Okay. Debbie, as an advocate, can you answer that?
I will definitely quickly agree with her on the part of the control and being taken to school as an excuse to get busy, because you realize that so many people who are in the millennial phase of as a generation, taking care of Gen Z or Gen Alpha, already calling them that, makes them feel entitled to the fact that I'm already who they think I am. So I'm gonna behave as I am. Actually, I was just narrowing down to the word alpha. It means that there is no any other person above me. So I know it all by myself. So already we are instilling the know-it-all attitude to our children without knowing, without knowledge, you see. So by the time that they're going to school and then they start trauma bonding, there's barrier of communication, remember? This is a child that speaks Sheng, and the new language that has just come in, the children speak very different language from, their slang is different. You realize that already you can just walk to a principal's office and tell them how you feel, and their feelings are invalidated. And this is a person who already has the know-it-all mentality. What are they going to do? They'll make sure they pinch you for you to listen to them.
Yeah. Thank you both.
Yeah.
So how do we help the young children to understand that destroying education is destroying their own future? How do you actually convince them?
That is really funny. Because that is really funny because it has come after I just saw a meme somewhere and it was saying that the children who are academically fit when they were young, they just grow up into people who have self-hate and struggle with their personal hobbies. They end up as doctors and lawyers. So it was funny because you realize that there's already a mindset within the society that, okay, we studied loci, we studied trigonometry. Where am I applying the trigonometry? So already outside there, after school, with the tamaking in the bed, they see the aunts, they see the moms, they see the struggle, and they're like, where is the gravity of these books really? So I feel like it goes back to the trainers and the parents that yes, I know that there is a possibility of struggle after education, but education is very important. That it is very crucial for their growth, mental, physical, and everything, and that they need the knowledge, because even the Bible says, "My people perish because of what? Lack of knowledge." So we have to instill it from the beginning. The fact that you know nothing. I love it when she said, "It is good to tell our children that they are children. Let them know that they are children." The fact that we have let them do things on their own, they can stay in the room and not, you know, I love how our parents would be like, "Are you going to sit in that room or are you going to come and eat?" You know, like, let us take back the values that were there previously, that a child would just not go out of the house and come back at 11 p.m. and you're just seated as a parent. You know, children are running to the clubs and that is where they're going to find comfort, in drugs and alcohol. And what are the current parents saying? She's just going to have fun with her friends. That is wrong. So you bring back the culture of you're a child, you need guidance, and you need to sit with it. Yeah.
Okay, and just to add on that, I think parents right now do not teach children consequences of their decisions. As early as, if you break, I remember my mom, if you break a cup, there were consequences, as in you will want to hide. You'll feel it. But right now, parents of today, if somebody does something wrong, what do? They'll switch off the Wi-Fi. They will have a slap on your hand. They'll tell you, "Oh, go to your room and think about what you've done." You know, there are no true consequences. And these children grow up thinking the world is the same. They feel like, "Oh, you know what, even if I do anything, my parent will cover for me." Because you call the same parent at school that your child has done ABCD, they're the same parents who are coming in with lawyers. Saying, "You know what, my child cannot do ABCD, the school cannot do ABCD." So the culture we are building, and you're taking back to the culture we have, the culture we are building is the culture that I am above board. And this is something that they even see on TV. They see our own leaders. They do something wrong, nobody holds them account. Your parents do something wrong, nobody is holding you accountable. You're thinking, if I do something, we will always find a way. The system will always find a way to cover up, as long as I have money, as long as I have influence. So the kids go out there and they're not thinking in terms of what will it happen, what happens to me, what are the repercussions, and we do not have the system. And as parents, you're also encouraging that, because you also don't want to be held accountable. So you let a lot of things slide. So this child goes and they think they're above the law. They do not think there is repercussion to it. And so they will do what they want to do, because there's always a way out.
Hoping their parents are there.
Yes, they always believe. They do not know their parents are also limited. But in their minds, they believe we can always get away with it. And so the children grow up knowing, let's do what we need to do. The systems are broken. In the home itself, there are no systems. We come, we do whatever we need to do. We eat the time we eat. We do the things we want to do. Before, there were specific times to eat, times to do what. So these kids are growing in a system. But now the kids are just growing like weeds. When they go out there, when there is a system, they will retaliate.
True.
Because they're feeling, why am I being oppressed? Why am I, these people do not understand me, these people do not hear me. But we're telling you, yes. So you have gotten a child till 14 years who had no restrictions, who had no specific way of doing things, and you're putting them in a school where they have to wake up at 3, they have to run and fetch their own water, do their own clothes. With time they will retaliate, because they'll now feel resentment.
Sharon, do you think we can bring that culture back?
Yes, we can bring that culture, but it will take a whole village to do it.
But how do we do that?
The parents, everybody has everybody have their role. we'll have to start with the parents, because as I said, these kids came from our houses. Yeah. So these kids come from the society. So start with the parents. We as parents have to start taking our responsibilities with the importance that it deserves. We have abdicated our duties as parents to PlayStations and social media. As long as your child
they have their own tablets, they have their own rooms.
As long as they're seated there, they're not making noise, they're not asking you questions, and they're not bothering with you on your phone too, you think my child is fine. So parents have abdicated their duties completely. They're not asking the children the real thing. Recently, I asked my child, I tried to talk to my daughter. So recently, I talked to my daughter and I asked her a question, do you think I know you? And I thought I was very comfortable knowing she will say yes, because technically I think I know her.
Yeah.
And she told me, no, you don't. Wow. I'm like, okay, back up, tell me.
How did that feel?
I was actually taken back. The main thing I wanted to balance between her and myself and the dad. I was like, do I know? I hope she'll say yes. Yeah. And I'll be like, does daddy know you? And I can flex a bit. Yeah. But then she's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no? As in, I know you. Is like, yes, you think you know me.
But you don't.
But you don't. Those are mini kids, and I can try to say I'm an active parent. Yeah. So what about the parent that is not totally active? Nobody is asking these children, how do you feel? How is school? What are you suffering in school? Because I'm very sure some of these children come to the parents and tell them school is like this. But what do? We also did that. If it is bullying, they're like, when somebody bullies you, bully them too, We are not really looking at the issues, and that's why kids are going elsewhere. So the parents have to start bringing up the idea that kids can speak. Kids are seen. Kids are people who can add value. Those are parents. The other people we need to pull into this conversation is the Ministry of Education. We need to look at the structures of the secondary schools or the boarding schools are way in colonial ways. Are these things still addressing the kind of children that we are raising now? Okay? Yeah. Are they still conforming in those things? Right now, me and you, we used to be very obedient. So you tell us sit, we will sit. A child right now, you tell them sit, they'll ask you why. Does the educational system address the why? Do we take time to really address what these children are thinking? Yeah. Or we now label them, Gen Zs are asking too many questions, they're entitled, they're stubborn, because they're pushing us to places we do not want. They're pushing us to do more work that we do not want to do. The church plays a part. Where are the religious background of these children? Yeah, and it's both the church and the parents, where you need to teach children that, you have a bigger responsibility than just your house and your parents. There's a God, there is that next neighbor. Are you a good neighbor to the next person? Do your actions have consequences, and how do they affect the next person? So all these things, it's a concussion. Let me not even go to the administration of the schools. They're using authoritarian, I'm thinking, so they're still using authoritarian. The kids right now do not prescribe to authoritarian.
They literally don't.
They don't. They will push back. Yes. You try to show them I have no choice. They will push back, and that's what we are saying. The fires are pushback. The unrest is pushback. But what they're saying, if I hear them, is we just need a voice. We need to be seen. We need to be heard. We need to play a part. So all of us, if we come together, I think we can really go to the bottom of the problem.
Debbie, what's your take?
My take is I call out to the women who are the center, the mothers who are the center of nurturing. I feel like once you nurture a child in a certain direction, they are gonna follow that in with quite much obedience, compared to when a society tells them what to do. You will realize that still the generation Alpha or Generation Z will still tell you, my mother told me no. That's still there, meaning the mother still has a role to play. I know that the world is busy. Mothers are busy, they're in the corporate space. they're in spaces, medical space. Actually, you work from a night shift sometimes. You don't even know where your daughter is at night. Those who are working in the corporate space, 8 to 5. You're going to get to the house at around 9 p.m. You don't know what she's been doing, he's been doing the entire of the day. But I feel like if they can have much more time with their children, try and instill this within them, always teaching them what actually the society expects of them and what the society is actually. Because most of the time, most parents and also people who are in the space of upbringing instill fiction in the minds of children. You see, that just live your life, it's always gonna be smart and smooth with you. But that's not the reality. There is the grinding part. I love it when I was following a certain someone and it said there's no expressway from Egypt to Canaan. You know, there's no expressway. There's the wilderness that you'll have to go through, the rough parts. There is failing, there is getting to also know yourself. So we need to teach our children and teach them also to forgive themselves and not judge themselves. Because the problem is, before the society judged the Gen Zs or Gen Alpha, they judged themselves. They were like, I am who I think I am, and this is what I can take, this is what I cannot take. And my father, my mom cannot tell me anything about it. So that for me is to the primary people involved in upbringing, rather than the society around. Yes.
Actually, and just to add, I love that she's bringing in the nurturing role of a mother. I also highly prescribe to the role of a father. A father is the authority in the house.
I was about to ask that.
Yes. So if the authority is not doing
their
its
job,
the kids will be delinquent. And that's statistics. That children, I don't know if I want to go that way, but
just go that
children,
because I have a question for you.
Children will look at the father, I've digressed. Children will look at the father as the authority figure. And a child who cannot be able to respect the father, cannot see authority from the father, they will not be able to address authority in any other platform, be it in school, be it in church, be it in every other situation that they are in. So the fathers have to come in. You know, mothers are always around the children somehow. Even when they're busy, they'll still find a way to find. But now men are not taking up the responsibility, because now they know their children are well dressed, they're eaten, they're fine. They come home and they're thinking everything is fine as long as I provide.
There's no connection.
I'm good. But they're not taking time to tell these children that you have to prescribe to an authority. And that's why I think the children are really struggling. Coming to authority because they have not seen authority at home, they are not able to see authority in any other institution. So they will try to push.
Wow.
You wanted to add on something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, considering that we have a very high percentage of deadbeat dads, do you think it narrows down back to... Yeah, because yes, we're going to talk about the authority, but let's talk about homes without the fathers. How do we make our children be comfortable with the fathers they have not seen present for a while, and then they show up? Because they show up when they're adults, at 18, at 17, they show up.
Actually, it's not even about the fathers who show up. The issue is even worse, because we have even fathers at home who are not present.
Let's talk about it.
Leave alone the deadbeat fathers. The fathers who are at home and they're not present. They still produce the same results. Because we have mixed up this whole thing. And I have, the mothers also, women have also been empowered to a point where we are now getting confused about the power dynamics in the home. The children believe the mother is the one who says, gets the final say.
Authority.
Because even when the father says something, the mother will come and say, apana tutakula hii chakula leo. You know, as in the decisions that are made are finally made by the mothers. So I will say this, even if you're a single mother, or the father is not as present, you can't really make somebody do what they don't want to do. So it's a conversation that starts way back when we were children. Because personally, my daughter, I tell her the most important thing you will do is pick a life partner. So this is a conversation we need to pick from the time when this child is 11, 12. That's the conversation I have with my daughter. Because I know when she reaches 21, she'll not listen to anything I say. They'll already have gotten a boyfriend. So you can't come and tell them, oh, this boyfriend is not good. So you start instilling, how do you pick a good responsible partner, both in the girls and the boys. How do you pick a good responsible partner? Then from there, then you can now start nurturing what is it that you need to look into. Anyway, that is a conversation for the younger ones. The people who are currently in that situation, I will say try to get a male figure. It can be an uncle, it can be a brother, as long as it's safe, because that's another story. Bringing another person brings other different dynamics.
Yeah.
But try to make sure that this child has some form of male authority that speaks into their life, so that they know that, you know what, after God, there is this, and then there is this, and then I don't have to get my way throughout. There must be that male voice speaking in these children's lives. Yeah.
Wow. It's getting interesting as we move. It's getting interesting as we move, but I'd also maybe narrow down to still the mother, because I feel like, and also us as the women, when she talked about choosing a life partner, I'd really narrow down to us as the women. We've also taken too much of the portion that doesn't belong to us.
Correct.
You see? So some portion doesn't actually belong to us. We have gone all out. We have, yes, we have done it. I know we really love our kids, and there are many dynamics that have been going on. Fathers are doing things to daughters and everything. And there's everything that builds. You know, women, we are emotional giants. Like in us is a whole bunch of emotions. But we have to allow men to also play their role, because you'll realize in some homes you'll walk in and the man has no say.
True. Yeah.
And these people are very simple. It's just 1 + 1 is 2. For us, is 1 + 1 is 22, and we don't want to care about it. Yeah. So we really need to allow them to also have the room in the house. Meaning, I should not be calling out my partner in the presence of my child. How am I handling my partner, even when I don't like them, in front of my child? Because we were talking in, I think, a previous episode, when we were talking about us as the women running, maybe you're a girl, talking about poverty, desperation, and then you get into a wrong marriage. So sometimes even in the marriage, you may just live with a partner who you don't even share any emotions towards. Meaning sometimes you might erupt towards them, but how do you erupt in the presence of the children involved? Because the children capture that. Nowadays, people are even getting into domestic violence. They are beating each other. Are you slapping your wife in front of the child? Because definitely that young man will grow into slapping people, and will go into an institution and slap his friends in school, and after he slaps friends in school, he's going to ban the school, or probably suspended in like 4 or 5 schools. So I really feel like it narrows down back to us as the women in the society.
Actually, I'll add to there is one counselor. He's a priest and also a counselor, who once told us, when the women do everything, what do you want the man to do? And that's why majority of the things is men have now taken a back seat. Like, okay, fine, you want to do it? Do your thing. Do your thing. Wow. You know? And the children are watching. And they will not respect that authority. Because they're thinking, either way, even at home, they don't have a say. So the girl is speaking that, and the boy is also picking that. At the end of it, we have children who cannot be able to hold authority anywhere. Because it was never really shown at home.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So who do you guys think have really failed the children? Is it the mother, the father, the system itself, the government itself, the culture? Who has really failed our children?
I wouldn't play blame games. We've all failed. We have all failed terribly, because we have watched our children walk the wrong paths, and even us who are older have led our children the wrong paths. It is the older women who are rich that are running to the young men. Yes. Let's talk about the broken older women. I'm going to go directly into it. The older, married, broken, unmarried or married, broken women are running to young children. What's a 21-year-old doing with a 50-year-old? That's talking about a relationship. That is a messed up generation already. And that is going to set us, now there's always going to be a society that's going to support that. So that's an entire messed up society behind that. So for me, I feel like instead of pushing our children to not become children, let us let them be children and not teach them the wrong path. The young girls are in relationships with very old men.
70s, 60s.
A man who should be advising you on how to live life. So how do you respect your father around that age? It becomes very difficult. You see? In fact, it leads you to correct your father sometimes, like, akona ufala kama ile nili notice somewhere, because you have become familiar with that age set to the point the respect goes down.
True.
You see? When you meet a lady and she's telling you need to do this and that, or you get a boss who's elderly, you say, but she's just as emotional and as silly as the other one that I know. So I feel like us as the older generation have failed along the way. And even us as the children now, because we are all, though everyone who's young, under 30s, we are still children because there are people who are older than us. We have also done more than what we expected to do. We have overplayed the role of a child. You know, as a person, you should also sit down, in as much as you're trying to learn the world, also try and navigate with values from the past. They teach you so much. Before someone gets to where they got, they had a story. And it is good to follow that line of a positive story than to walk blindly. It is okay, I'll say I know it all, but I'll be walking blindly. I'll hit very many blind spots before I get to the right place.
You just mentioned that we have a messy generation.
Yes.
Can it be rectified?
Yes, it can be rectified. It can be rectified, as she said, by an entire village. Goes back to our churches. Let's remove a lot of religion and put reality to the table. Yes, let us stop telling our children, God will just help you, and actually narrow down to the actual problem. Put the hand on the problem, and then now walk with them out of it. Yes, when Jesus was dealing with the woman who came with the alabaster box, Jesus did not say, go, you'll be well. No. Actually, Jesus spoke about her and he blessed her and then she left. You see? But it took a process there. It took wiping of Christ's feet. That was a process. You see? So literally, we are not going to just sit down and speak the religion without letting them know the basics of it all. Yes. And also be open in communication to make them easy to speak. You see, I love taking examples from the Bible. I'll speak again about the woman at the well. You see, Jesus, probably if Jesus did not mention about the 7 men that she had, she will never have spoken about it. You see? Yes, she will never have opened up. So it takes us as the people who are aware to say, and by the way, do you know there's something called homosexuality? Start it as a topic. Let's see their views when they are young. Look at how they look at life. There's something called money. I need to teach you your relationship with money. You see, things like that. We need to let us poke the question out. On our pulpits, in our homes, in our schools, everywhere. And I think from there we'll start building a healthy society. Yeah.
Okay. So, how are we going to sort it? Everybody has their role. And I think with the government, it has the policies and implementation. But I think where the rain started beating us is when parents started feeling they wanted to be more friends to the children than being parents. And it goes with let children be children. And that is the same notion of that bubble we are covering our children in. The church is doing the same. Or when a child comes to Sunday school, do not push them too much. Don't discuss the actual topic and say, put the problem to the hand. You don't want to distort the comfort of the children, because we are now thinking the children are small bubbles that can burst. And now where we are having the problem is now schools are also following the same thing, because now we cannot touch your child. We cannot do anything. We just look at you. What is the most I'll do is I'll let you be. You'll go home and come back. Before we used to be beaten. I'm not saying corporal punishment. Well, that's a whole different conversation. But there was a bit of discipline. But everybody is hands off because you're thinking these children of today think differently because they speak almost like adults. Even a 4-year-old is speaking in a way you're like, okay, they know what they do. They do not know. They're still immature. Even a 21-year-old, they're still not fully matured. So we are as parents, we are thinking, oh, let's be friends. Let us not correct them so much. Let me give them a bit of small punishments, small consequences. And we are raising children who are not resilient enough to face the world. And so when they face a problem, they break. when they face the problem, they create the burning and everything to divert everything, because they have not been taught, how do I face the problem head on? And as parents, we are also failing. The church is failing, government is failing. We are finding very many other ways of handling problems rather than just sitting down a child and saying, this is wrong and these are the consequences, and I will let the full consequences pan out to the end. Yes.
So how do we teach our children that discipline is not punishment but protection? Because you talk of beating.
I did not. Personally, my children.
You are a teacher,
yeah, I deal with discipline of the police officers.
I almost forgot that.
Personally, I do not believe. I don't entirely not believe in beating. I think it reaches a certain age where beating does not work. That, in my own opinion. So, and in African setting, that age. But I think where we go wrong when it comes to discipline is we as parents, and African parents for that matter, is we never say anything good when something good is happening. We were never taught to praise when praise is needed. We are never taught to encourage when there is need for encouragement. We were taught to speak up when something is going wrong. So this child who is sitting here, even if you discipline them, they're always thinking, you mean there's nothing good about me? You know, because when they did something right, you kept quiet. But this child wants to be told, you know, you did this right, so that when they're saying you've done something wrong, they can compare and say, you know, yeah, when I did right, they said this. When I did wrong, this is discipline. Yeah. But this child look at discipline as you don't like them, you hate them, they are not enough, they are not, you know, because all they are hearing is criticism, all they are hearing are threats, or are hearing is how bad you are, and how when you go out in the society, you'll also be bad, you know. Yeah. So these kids do not know love, they do not know compassion, they do not know that part that I can be good. Yeah. So when they go out there, they already have this thing in their mind, I'm bad. So as she said, let me prove them right then. Yeah. You know, I'm a black sheep. Personally, in my family, I was the problem child.
Clock it.
And it's because my brother was very good. There was those obedient, very calm, cultured young man. My sister, I'm the third born. My sister was also very good. So how will I get attention? If I become good, I'll be one of the three. Yeah. So I brought drama. Yeah. But if I look at it, it's all about asking for attention. And this attention is because probably our parents did not really invest a lot in building our confidence as good people with good intentions. You're always preempting what they want, and it's always on the negative. So discipline comes as a punishment rather than we want you to do the right thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Personally, discipline is good, but it could be heavy on a person who has not been taught grace towards themselves.
Okay.
Because I am a bad person doesn't mean that I'm always going to be a bad person. You're saying that? And the fact that I could be a broken pot doesn't mean that I cannot be a better thing.
Yeah.
But the problem that we have parents who have broken before their children. So even if they're going to tell me a certain serious aspect of life, it will take time for me to really agree with that. You're seeing? You even see memes. They're saying, me listening to my mother telling me, and she chose my father for her husband. You see those things? Yes. So it's so hard to teach someone when they have seen the broken part. That is why they usually say, do not closely meet your heroes, because you will now realize the stripped parts of them. And now I feel like the part where she has talked about the parents being the friends of children, I feel like there are areas we should not expose to our children at an early age. It is okay for them to know that your relationship with their father did not work out, but how do they know about it? Let them know their father to be a respectable man, not a drunkard that walks around town without. Yes. And tell them that being broken is also part of life and can be handled differently. It's just that they have not gotten to that part, meaning we have not instilled grace. You see, we have not instilled grace to the fact that I am your parent, but I have flaws, but you need to have grace for my flaws because you're not yet here. In fact, I should be entitled to my flaws, but you're not actually entitled to calling them out because you're not yet here. There is a path to get to where you're getting. So I think that will really cover a lot of how our children will give us feedback on how they take issues. Because sometimes you'll talk to a teenager and they'll bang the door behind you. Why? Because they know you to also bang the door on their father. You see? So it narrows down to how we have portrayed ourselves. Yes. How we also portray ourselves in our professional setups. You're a mother, you work from home sometimes, remote job, you're supposed to render. Sometimes we make some really silly jokes. A friend of mine was telling me that, you might say something and your child is around and they're listening. And you're thinking, now this HR is very stupid and silly. How can I surrender this thing by Monday? You think they're going to listen to their teacher? They're just going to say, my notes are not going to be written because at the end of the day, what are they going to do to me? You see, the same mindset, they're going to go with it to school. And when they get to school, they will not write those notes. They will not do those assignments. They will just sit and relax because who's their mother? Their hero. Yeah, so I feel like it goes back to us who are primarily the nurturing people, the leaders in the society, in the religious setup. I feel like also we should not bleed so much around the people that we are leading and guiding, because now it becomes hard to navigate. Yeah, because in as much as you'll instill, it is good to teach our children that you're not yet there. And you should not call out an elderly person too much because you've not gotten there and you've not understood grace.
Yeah. Talking about children, what do you actually wish? What do you think our children wish adults could understand? Could understand their frustration, their fears? What do you wish?
I think the children, or let me speak as a Gen Z. I feel like personally, what I'd wish that the previous generation will understand is that we are also facing life differently, and their bleeding also affects how we exist. I wish there was an easy coexistence between the two generations. Like, let us all drop our cultures and try to understand each other. Who am I and who are you? You're in a generation where on Friday evening, you used to do your homework with a lamp stand on the side of the bed. I'm in a generation where my friends will be calling, hello, where are you at? You see? You are in a generation where you didn't have a phone. I'm in a generation where I need a phone when I'm in campus. I need a laptop. What are the weaknesses of having, what are the possibilities of holding a gadget at that age? You see? So you realize that things like sexual promiscuity is instilled in children by their gadgets, not even their parents.
True.
You see, you'll find that very many women in the past and ladies walked into marriage very gracefully and beautifully. But nowadays, it's because they opened chapters that were not taught to them early. Yes. So that is what introduced them to certain aspects of life. How are you going to help them? It is so difficult. We were handling a certain case of a young man in high school with sexual addiction. And you realize that, fine, that there was the gadget, there was the parent, but you realize that the parent did not talk to the child about masturbation early enough. So they just opened their laptop, they watched a movie, and that movie led them somewhere. How is that child supposed to open up to you about such an aspect when all they see at home is mom and dad having casual conversation like a wewacha? The farthest they can go is wewacha, you know? Yes, they have not sat your child down, taught them that this and this actually exists.
Yes.
And there is a person called a woman, and all these things. Yes, because if we don't teach our children, that is when women and girls replace men with toys. It is very possible. You will not judge them. You will not judge them because we did not tell them these things exist. Because in the previous generation, it did not exist. So can we pull down all that we are saying we have and we are and try to coexist? To coexist together.
I totally agree that the conversations we are having, parents right now, I'm a millennial, so we are parenting from a point of fear, from a point, as she says, brokenness, from a point of how we were brought up. And some of the challenges that our children are going through are not the same challenges we went through. So even us as parents, you are trying to find the challenges they come to you and they tell you something and you do not know how to go about it. Because these children are facing different challenges. So as parents, we need to calm down and face reality. that the way that our parents parented us was the best way at that time. There are children right now who need total different parenting. Like my daughter keeps telling me, you need to trust me. We need to build a relationship. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I trust you.
No, but I tell him, no, trust has to be earned. You know, that's what we've been told. But what she's telling me is, listen to me. When I do something, do not always preempt that I'm doing something wrong. Our mother used to be like, oh, you continue working with boys. No. Yet you didn't even say hi to that boy, but we are parenting from our fears. From where we went wrong, so we think our children will go wrong. And these children are saying, hey, I'm a different kind of person. Treat me the way I am. And look at me like a human being rather than a reflection of yourself. And so they feel unheard. They feel you're reflecting to what you did not. And some of us, because we were beaten then, or we were under strict rules then, it is our time to be parents. So you will feel my presence.
They will see.
And these kids are like, no, hold on. So where we are missing the point here is we need to now have a conversation with our children on exactly how they will want to be they must be relational because we assume we know what they want, but they not have a chance to say what they want. So personally with my kids, I let them tell me what they want. Definitely I will listen. I'm not giving them what they want fully. I have to now bring in the wisdom, but I let them give me a perspective of life that I do not understand. Like I remember my daughter was saying, I know at 5 is when she wants to go out. She's been in the house the whole day, and you ask her, why are you going at 5? Women and darkness don't go together. And she told me, but the rest of the children come out at 5. So even if I leave home at 12, there's nobody else to talk to, because her generation, they leave the house at 5. So you're sitting and you're thinking, and they tell you, can you trust me? I'm like, but a part of you is telling you, know what, I need to see how to navigate this. I can't tell you I will not go back at 5, meaning they will not have a relationship. But how do you start having that conversation of boys, early marriages, as you're saying, masturbation, pornography, so that when you release them little by little to the world, they are going with knowledge. But with us, we don't have that. We don't even courage to start talking about. I tell my daughter about masturbation. I tell my daughter about rape. The younger one, the one who's 5, 6, who goes to people's houses. I'm like, you know what? Do you know what rape is? Do you know what will happen in this person's house? So we are still in the age where you just give rules without giving the why to the rules.
Sharon, do you think parents have bring their trauma into children?
Yes. If you're not aware, it is almost like a pass down. That's why you say generational curses, generational blessings, because that's all you know. And you want the best for your children, and therefore you try to cover them from the same traumas you faced. If you faced, maybe you were raped at an early age, you will really try to cover your daughter too much sometimes. It is good to cover them because, definitely your experience teaches you, but now the parents sometimes go overboard. You're now restricting them completely. Sometimes you made the wrong decisions yourself, and you're automatically thinking my daughter will do the same thing because I was there. So parents, unless you are aware, unless you heal, you will definitely pass over the brokenness, you'll pass over the fears, you'll pass over everything negative and good. Not only negative, even good. I remember personally, I have been struggling with weight. And I keep on saying, oh my good, my stomach, my what. And I remember my younger daughter is speaking that. And at the time I started eating intermittent, I think keto, where I don't eat carbohydrates. And my daughter is saying, you know what, I don't want to eat carbohydrates. I'm like, why? Because you're not eating. I'm like, why? Me, I'm big, and I'm I also don't want to be big. So this is something that you already put in these kids' mind, knowingly or unknowingly. If you have issues with men generally, you will unknowingly tell them, men are bad. Men you build with a man, they will leave you hanging. Which there's some truth, which is true. But now you see the perspective you're bringing that conversation is from your own brokenness. Instead of telling them, you know what, you need to choose the right partner. Rather than saying, don't deal with men, don't deal with women, all women after your money. Yes. You know, you're bringing your perspective into this. So as parents, we need to start looking at our perspective. Is our perspective from the part of heart? Our perspective, is it from the part of brokenness, or is it really the perspective of the current situation, and are these kids really understanding where we are coming from?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Mine is, I'm actually getting it, and I'm like, we really need to give our parents grace out there. Yeah, because actually sometimes it could be subconsciously that they do a lot of things. And I feel like it now also comes to the children therein, the person being nurtured, the high school student, the primary student, the campus student, that you should give grace to the parent who's parenting you, because sometimes they're going to do things subconsciously which you might copy. Actually, I think I said earlier that it is easy to learn a trait, but the learning process is so difficult. You see, and I gave an example also earlier that your parents might have used the roughest or wrongest way to bring you up, but that doesn't validate that you go the same route.
Yes.
Meaning also, when you're talking about coexisting, it also comes down to you who is being helped. To also give grace to your teacher or guide to ensure that you're both working. So it's okay to say that you're tripping, you're kind of tripping, you know, it's okay to say it, but also in a respectful manner, because the problem is we don't say it respectfully, as I was saying, that me listening to my mother giving me advice, you see, and you know, they're all over the TikTok, and it's actually a challenge, and you realize so many people have done that challenge. That means all those people are facing that same thing. So it that also says that there's a generation that has not given grace to another. You see, there is lack of grace within that coexistence. Yeah.
And actually, Chwada, I think when you talk about grace, it is about building that relationship from a very young age. Because we have to agree the stages of growth. To reach a point, adolescent, they will not listen as much. And that is normal. In both, they do not even know where they're going, because they're going through a lot of change, a lot of identity crisis, and they're trying to find their space. So I feel like we need to, first of all, understand that we build a relationship at a very young age. So this kid, as you're saying, they can give you grace. They can see you as a human being rather than just the mother. You know, kids also just look at the mother, or you're forcing, you know, from that point, they should be able to look at you and say, you know what, yes, my mother is going through this and I can support. Because we are not all know it all, we are not, we need support. There's several times my daughter will tell me, Mommy, you're doing your best, you know, but you must have given her that chance to say that. You must also have said it so that they know this is how we talk to each other. This is how we encourage each other. You know, when things get, actually she sometimes becomes the adult. When things really get tough, sometimes she sees. And there's a level where I let her see the reality. Definitely, as you're saying, with age appropriate information, but there's the time when I tell them, you know, this is the reality. And this is how we, in case of anything, this is how you address it. So they're able to see the human side of the parents, and so they can extend the same grace she's speaking about.
Thank you. As you guys all know, at the heart of this conversation, and also to let the listeners know, at the heart of this conversation, there's a letter. So, and every child is someone's child. And every child is your child outside there. So I will allow you to read your letter. And for the listeners also, if you have a letter to send out, we are there for you. You can DM us at Treasure Voices anytime.
Thank you. So who goes first?
You.
I go first?
Yeah.
Wow. Which is my camera? This one? Okay. I don't have a daughter yet, but this is to my future daughter and every child out there in high school. Mine is specifically for that high school girl. My precious girl, I know high school is not easy. Every day comes with pressure. Pressure to fit in, pressure to perform, pressure to be liked, pressure to have everything figured out. Sometimes it may feel like everyone is watching you, judging you, or expecting more from you than you can give. But I want you to remember something. You do not have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. It is okay not to be the best at everything. It is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to outgrow friendships, to change your minds and take your time discovering who you are. Don't let the pressure around you steal the joy within you. When exams become overwhelming, remember that your grades are important, but they are not your identity. When friendships become complicated, remember that your value is not determined by who chooses you. When life feels unfair, remember that difficult seasons do not last forever. Be brave enough to say no when others are saying yes to wrong things. Be strong enough to walk away from what compromises your values. Be confident enough to be yourself, even when it feels easier to follow the crowd. And through it all, never forget that you are deeply loved. Not because of your achievements, your looks, or your popularity, but simply because you're my daughter. I am proud of you on the good days and the hard days. I am proud of your effort, your character, your resilience, and your heart. Whenever the pressure feels too heavy, pause, pray, and remember that God is with you, and so am I. Keep going, my girl. Your future is brighter than the challenges you face today. With all my love, Debbie.
Thank you. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that was so nice.
That was profound.
I was actually
That was so nice.
I'm the mom before becoming the mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My child, before you ban the school, before you take matters in your hands, I want to tell you, I am proud of who you are today, and I will be proud of who you are in the future. I do not say this as much as I should, but I want you to know that you are loved, you are cherished, you are gifted. You illuminate every room you walk in, you conquer every pursuit you set your mind on. So do not shrink, do not keep quiet. The world needs your light, the world needs your voice. My child, the world is brutal. If you do not have options, money gives you options, education gives you money. Whatever path you choose, it will be a path backed with knowledge, knowledge that begins with education. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you must have business knowledge. If you want to be a professional, you must specialize in a particular field. That foundation is education, and that foundation is built now, not in the future. You want an unfair advantage. The secret is education and the application of it. Start building now. The future is not a gift. It is a prize. You must earn it. I know you're under a lot of pressure from changes in your body, from books, expectations from your parents, friends, society, and social media. Frustration builds up when, despite the heavy burden you're carrying, you feel unheard, unseen, misunderstood, and helpless. It's totally normal to feel frustrated, annoyed, or completely stressed out sometimes. I get mad too. But there's a huge difference between feeling angry and acting out because of it. Anger is like a wildfire. If you allow it to burn, it will destroy everything you have built so far. It will burn every option. It will burn every relationship. It will burn every opportunity that you have. When you react instantly in anger, we usually say or do things with dire consequences. True strength isn't about being the loudest person in the room. It is about having the power to pause, take a breath, and calm down before you speak or act. Angry or not, justified or not, you are not above the law. Finally, my child, your choices today shape your tomorrow. It is easy to only care about right now, but the habits you build today are the ones you will carry into adulthood. Choosing to work smart, choosing to be kind even when it's hard, and choosing to walk away from drama are all gifts you are giving to your future self. You are the author of your own story, so make choices that the future will thank you for. I love you, I'm incredibly proud of you, and I'm always in your corner. Please don't burn the school. Love, Mom.
That was so nice. That was absolutely from your heart. Thank you so much. To the listeners outside there, you are absolutely welcome to send your letter to your child, because every child is somebody's child and every child is actually your child. So before we finish up, Debbie, what would you like to tell? One thing that you would like to tell a parent. No, not actually a parent alone. I want you guys to tell one word to a father, then to a parent, to the society, and to the society. And one thing that you would like our listeners to take.
Hello there. To my mom, thank you for the most that you've done. Bringing me up to this position is not so easy. To my fellow sisters out there, life is never easy. It was not promised to be easy. We navigate, but let us teach our children and teach each other grace. It is a gift that we ask of God, and I pray that you can also extend grace to the people around you, whether to our fellow sisters or brothers, fathers, friends, and everyone around us. But majorly, let us not find a wrong bearing to seek attention. There's always a better way to ask for help. There's always a better way to seek attention. And there's always a better way to own this space. You're who you think you are, but again, there's room for correction, because sometimes you're not the perfect version of yourself. Thank you.
Sharon, one thing you would like to tell the dads outside there? The parents, yeah.
The parents. Okay. So I will say that for parents, we were given a God-given gift to take care of children. We are stewards. And it is our responsibility to raise kids correctly. It is a lot of work, I have to agree. But it is work that is worth it. We need to come back to the reality that these children will not be taught by the world. These children will not be taught by the social media. These children are learning from us. So as parents, we need to first of all start healing so that we can heal the next generation. We need to start being intentional so that the next generation can understand what intentionality is, and they will also be able to be intentional when they are parenting their own children. So that we are breaking generational problems and generational cancers when it comes to taking care of children. I know there's a lot of work to be done. I know you need to look for food and put them on the table. But the bigger challenge is taking care of these children. Because otherwise, if you don't take care of them today, you'll have to take care of them in your old age. So choose when you want to take care of them.
Okay. Sharon, as a mother, what would you like to tell the dads outside there?
Oh, that is a whole topic. Dads, I always believe the role of a man has been cemented by the Bible itself. From Christ to a man, from a man to a wife, to the wife to the children. That's the natural flow of the way authority should flow. And when the father is not there, the flow will not, the authority will not flow from above. The mother is taking up responsibilities because the fathers are not taking responsibilities. And we also said the fathers also not taking responsibility because they feel the mother have taken up the responsibility. But your God-given duty as a man is to take care of your home. You will not be respectable out there if your children do not reflect that, if your wife does not reflect that. So it is important for the men now to take care of the boy child. Because you see, the men are not taking care of the boy child grows and they're not going to take care of the other boy child. The women are taking care of the girl child. But who's taking care of the boy child? The men are looking at it and say, oh, now you know the women are taking care of the girl child. What about the boy child? What are you doing? A man will never be replaced. However good a woman is, we will never be replaced. We will never be fathers. However much I love my children. But the fathers are letting us down. The fathers believe that as long as I provide, I am good. But we women, we're also providing. So we need to pull up our socks. So I feel fathers should stand up. All the evils, and I will be quoted, but all the evils in this world is because a father failed somewhere. That's why you find children that do not have a father, the girls are going to the older men, sorry. The boys are going to the older women because the fathers have let down their guard. Please know you are the seed. If the seed is not healthy, the plant will not be healthy. So the fathers have to take their place. There's no two way about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Debbie, what would you like the listener to take away from today's conversation?
I would like them to take home grace. Let's coexist with grace, please. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. It's truly a pleasure, and we are all grateful. This is Treasure Voices. Keep listening and keep inspiring. Keep learning. Thank you. Until next time.